We just got approached by this little chinchilla-looking guy who came in through the snow that is a replica of our town, and he told us that this is an exact replica of the town. Or no, it's that our town that we've been living in was the replica of the town that is frozen over. Chapter 6. The Source. Nat expressed his sympathy with a shrug and sauntered off as unassumingly as he arrived. He'd given Luca and Iggy what they needed and nothing more. As Luca sprinted across the snow, the events of the past few days became clearer, pieces to a larger puzzle. Rollo said he was underground somewhere, captured. Mr. Kerr tried to cover it up with lies. The clipboards were hell-bent on capturing Iggy. It all seemed to point to a perennial harvest. Right now, there was one thing that Luca needed to know. Luca stopped dead in his tracks. The tree was gone, uprooted and moved, leaving a raw gash in the earth. He dropped to his knees and dug wildly at the cold snow. His numb hands hit something hard, a headstone. A dry whisper escaped Luca's lips. "You're here. All this time I thought I was visiting you. But you've been here, alone, in the snow. Dad, I'm so sorry. They ruined your favorite spot in the world. Our favorite spot in the world. Hey, Bahamut, glad you made it in time. I just barely started again." "Dad, what do I do?" There was no reply, just snow-covered silence. "Why'd you give me the slip like that? What if I couldn't find you, you jerk?" Iggy finally noticed the tears welling in Luca's eyes in the snow-covered grave. "Oh. Iggy, they stole his tree, Iggy." Yikes. Suddenly, they heard the crunch of approaching footsteps in the snow. "We gotta hide." "259K. Fall off distance still good." "Dude, did you hear me? I said 259. Sorry. You ever think about what we did here? We saved a whole town of people. Doesn't feel like it sometimes. What about everything we left behind? That's the grave of someone with a family. How convenient that they decide to think of that this time. The people who love them will never know the truth. The truth is overrated." He bent down to scoop up a snowball and lobbed it playfully. "Hey, don't be such a downer, dude. We took this job to change the world." "Yeah. Come on. It's almost lunchtime." Huh, weirdo. Here I thought I was a jerk. These dinguses are out here literally dancing on graves. Luca stuttered through heaving sobs. "I thought I was visiting him. I thought he was with me." Not gonna lie, that's a bad break. Here's some advice. Hey, thanks for the follow. Oh, I forgot to bring up my boop, boop, boop. The one thing I forgot to put up was the stream manager. Patriots 122 Welcome. Ah, thank you. Glad you decided to stop in. Here's some advice. Iggy gave Luca a solid smack on the back of his head. Hey, who's any of this helping? What? Sitting here in the snow, crying like some pushover. Who you helping? Iggy, look what they did. They lied to everyone. Blah, blah, blah. Luca Van Horn, you're a lot of things, but you ain't no pushover. What did I tell you before? When some jerk comes at you, acting like a horse's ass, I should stand up for myself. Hell yeah. Kerr and his merry band of Clippards pulled off this switcheroo for a reason, right? Nat mentioned something about a source. Luca wiped his eyes with a sleeve. Whatever's at the source must be awfully valuable to Perennial Harvest. Sure would be a shame if something unfortunate were to happen to their precious source, wouldn't it? What do you have in mind? If it's small enough to steal, we snatch it. If it's too big to snatch, we smash it. And what if it's too big to smash? Iggy flashed a mischievous smile and cracked his knuckles. I'm always up for a challenge. I'm gonna make this right, Dad. I promise. Let's do this. We're off to locate the source. It can get awful cold out in those woods, Luca. Probably best you two stay put and conserve your energy. Help's on the way. Where's Rollo? Where's my mom? Did you kill her? Oh heavens, no. Do I seem like a killer to you? Iggy and Luca shared a skeptical look. Well, do I? Oh, shucks, now that hurts my feelings. Screw that guy. Wait a minute. If this is the original town, then that means... Iggy darted behind a large pine and began digging furiously. He emerged holding a shoebox with a crude skull painted on its lid. What's that? Long story. So a few years back, I came into possession of some premium grade fireworks. Not the wimpy firecracker stuff they give kids. The good stuff. So why did you bury it under a tree? That's the long part of the story. You and Rollo were doing chores at Rollo's chicken coop. And you guys pissed me off for some reason or another. Luca rolled his eyes with realization. No, you didn't. Iggy stifled a chuckle. Yup. I just wanted to give you guys a little scare. But like I said, these were primo fireworks. So I might have underestimated things. You blew up the chicken coop? I prefer to think of it as an incendiary redecoration. But you should have seen the looks on your faces. Rollo got grounded for months. Which is why I needed to stash the evidence and lay low. So I buried him under that tree. But when I came back for him later, they were gone. I figure some grown-up found him and tossed him. He triumphantly raised the shoebox. Turns out it wasn't the fireworks that got moved. It was us. Unbelievable. Hell yeah, what are we gonna do with these fireworks? Do you think this is a game? Newsflash, boyo. You're not a hero. You're just a little brat who's way in over his head. A hero is just someone who refuses to give up. Comics these days are rotting children's brains. Everyone thinks they're a spaceman superhero. I was always partial to Hank Atomic myself. Is that so? Do you really think that you have a chance against us? You have no idea how powerful we are. Prepare for blast-off, loser. Wonder... Oh, nope, can't go that way. But... is there anything else I can mess with before I go down the... It looks radioactive. The radioactive hole of doom. Nope, gotta just jump down the Oh, wait, maybe I can go in here. Crooked. How much do you know of the story, Coconus? You know that you can kind of go back and forth through time, right? Okay, so Iggy's tooth is crooked because we accidentally splashed him with some radioactive waste in this timeline. And so his face grew all super messed up and stuff. That's why he's wearing the parka. He's trying to cover up the monstery look inside of his face now. But this is only one branch. Like, in another branch, he's totally fine because we didn't splash him. But this one's interesting because we never got to see this part of town, like the whole second part of town in the other branch. So we are kind of learning something different in this direction than we would have learned in the other direction. Just like this whole stinking place. I would have missed that if I had just jumped down the hole. Luca and Iggy inched up to the edge of the hole with bewilderment in their eyes. Arctic air breathed out of the Arctic air breathed out of the cavern in heaving gusts. Echo, 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 echo. Whoa. I can see why they wanted to move us out of town now. But why would they dig a giant hole? I think this is it. This is the source? It's a dang hole? How do we smash a hole? Okay, with them talking about Kelvin and stuff, I thought it was like radioactive or something like that, but with him not wearing a suit, now I don't know. Oh, it's much more than that, my annoying little friend. Kerr, where's Rollo? I wasn't lying before. He's safe. Well, safer than you two, at least. Drats, it's cold. You just had to drag me all the way out here, didn't you? Mr. Kerr gazed down the abyss in Whoa. Mr. Kerr gazed down the abyss in contemplation. It really is something, isn't it? What did you do to our town? What is all of this? Well, that's a doozy of a question. This is the source, where they collect the unrefined... The Kerr scratched the back of his head. Honestly, boys, I don't understand any of this well enough to explain it. Oh gosh. Fact of the matter is, I'm not paid to know. What do you mean you don't know? Ain't you in charge? Oh heavens, no. My role is merely to flash a winning smile and manage various complications. Complications like us? You're a smart boy. His face contorted into a saccharine grin. It really is nothing personal. Some people are destined to strive for greatness, and others are simply obstacles along the way. Seems like you were a destined to be a creepy lackey. The point is, we all play our part in life. Mine just happened to be a lead in the role of the lifetime. And you happen to be extras ready for your curtain call. We aren't giving up without a fight. Your smile's not going to be so winning after we're done with you. Yeah, he definitely looks like his eye is completely like glazed over. Poor guy. Like, when you see his face, it's definitely a little bit more messed up than like you would have expected. But now, boys, there's no need for melodrama. It makes even a professional such as myself embarrassed for you. Let's change the mood a bit. Kerr snapped his fingers. Scene change. There, that's better. Deal with them. Iggy turned to Luca with a sly glance. Why are you smirking? It says my ad is about to start, so I'm going to pause for a second so that you guys don't miss out on something important, since this looks like it's about to be an important thing. Sorry to put a break there, sorry that it breaks there, but otherwise I have pre-rolls. Let me know when the ad ends. I don't know if you can hear me still. Aw, I appreciate that. The more ads that are watched, the more I get, so that's kind of nice, but... Oh, has not started yet? Okay. Whoop. I don't know when it starts. I need to eventually get used to this part. Okay. I know. It's like, we look like we're at a really important point right now, ad. At least it warns me at all. I think I... Okay. I think it started. Did it? Oh my goodness. Oh, that wasn't bad. Okay. I think they're 30 seconds. Oops. I think they're 30-second ads. And then that happens like every 31 minutes. Oh, okay. I'll wait for Kokonos. Oh, I think it's because you're a mod, Bahamut. Okay, welcome back. I think that means ads for everybody should be over. So I will start again. Because I have a box full of fireworks and you don't. Iggy waved the box into the air, threatening to drop it down the hole. Stop. Let's not do something regrettable. Joke's on you. Regret is one of my specialties. Out of curiosity, what would happen if I threw these into your precious hole? Nothing. Nothing at all. You're a terrible liar. I'll have you know, I'm an exceptional liar. Bup, that's far enough. Iggy plucked a single bottle rocket from the box and held it up with reverence. Stop, you fool. Call off your goons. After a long pause, Mr. Kerr flung up his hand with frustration. Very well. You can all head back for the night. It's been a long day. I'll hand you these two from here. Mr. Kerr sighed into the frigid air. It's just us now, Iggy. You can put that down. What, like this? With a nonchalant flick, Iggy tossed the firework into the hole. What a butthole. Ooh. Whoa. With a growl, Kerr leapt at Iggy, crashing through Luca. Oh no! Iggy tried to twist away, but in the struggle they both tumbled over the side. Luca dove forward, bracing Iggy's hands just before it slipped. His grip was made more precarious by the cold, wet snow. He could see Kerr further down, clinging to Iggy's coat. You reckless child, what have you done? Luca, listen to me. Hold on tight and use the walkie-talkie to call them back. What channel do I use? It doesn't make a damn difference. They're always listening. If you do that, the Clippards will just haul us up and snag us both. The only way we get out of this is if Kerr's out of the picture. Just let go and save yourself. If he lets go, we both die. I don't want to die, but seeing the look on your face almost makes it worth it. Mr. Kerr, you've had... Oh, wrong voice. Mr. Kerr, you've had a long life. Why don't you do something selfless and just let go? Mr. Kerr gasped with insult. Long life? I'll have you know, I can still play 25. You should have heard me sing the part of Phyllis Young. With a wild look in his eye, Mr. Kerr began to hum a proud melody. Not gonna try. Nope. Wow. Can you believe this guy? Luca's hand began to cramp. His voice began to crack. Kerr, just let go. No can do. If you want to save your friend, you'll have to save me too. Luca, look at me. It's okay. Luca felt Iggy loosen his grasp. You aren't going to kill your friend like that, are you? Every muscle in Luca's body burned. I'm not his friend. Yes, you are. Nah. I'm just a no-good bully. Like you, Kerr. Iggy, no. Luca felt his hand slipping. And I told you what you need to do with bullies. I can't. It's your only way out of this mess. 2 birds with 1 stone. It makes sense for us to fall together. Wackadoos travel in packs. A calm settled over Iggy's face. Luca, let me do this. Iggy's voice was colder than the bitter air billowing from the chasm. Let me do the right thing for once. Aw, this is actually giving me the chills. And not 'cause it's cold. Okay, at least I can come back to this. but I think I'm gonna refuse this time, and we'll see what happens. He tightened his grip and reached for the walkie-talkie in his pocket. A wild delight crept into Mr. Kerr's face. "That's a good lad. Now radio for help." He begged Luca with his eyes, one last time, but Luca pressed the button and called out, We need help. Mr. Kerr is in danger." It wasn't long before they were once again surrounded by clipboards. Mr. Kerr sighed with relieved frustration. "There you are. You really are a worthless lot, aren't you? Mirror. Now." A clipboard dutifully produced an ornate ivory hand mirror, and Mr. Kerr began preening his tousled hair. "Ah, that's better, Mr. Van Horde. I applaud your sharp thinking under duress. I'll put in a good word for you with the founder. Take them away." A swarm of hands overpowered Luca. The last thing he saw before a cloth bag was put over his head was the defeated look on was the defeated look on Iggy's face. The end. No! So I gotta go back and accept. No! With a quiet blink, Luca watched a teardrop. Oof. I need a break. I'm starting to stutter because I'm like, not their newly found friendship. I've been good about not stuttering very much on stream, but hopefully I don't start doing it. But this is sad. I don't want to lose Iggy. We finally found peace together. With a quiet blink, Luca watched a teardrop sail down into the howling void. As his fingers slowly gave up, he met eyes with Iggy. Good. The two silhouettes were swallowed by darkness. Aww. Aww, that's so sweet. I mean, kind of hell of a goodbye, Iggy. Yeah, the music is really good. Luca, you should really step back. What? Quickly. Curious. Ah, but of course. Those fireworks of Iggy's must have been just the right amount of energy. We should get out of here before perennial harvest arrives. Whoa, so is this like the one where it doesn't freeze over, or is it like right before it freezes over? Not until you tell me what just happened. Your friend's sacrifice just saved this town. For a little while, anyway. How? Tempus liquamine. Tempus liquamine is a peculiar substance. It can change the relationship between matter and time itself. But doing so requires unfathomable energy. Iggy the bully got to be like the hero. That's awesome. In a closed system, that energy can only come from its surroundings. A useful side product of this property being, by adding precisely the correct amount of energy to it, one can create a cryogenic cascade. So the gunk makes things cold and the fireworks made the hole freeze over? That's one way of putting it, yes. As dumb luck would have it, the fireworks weren't strong enough to generate a runaway reaction. I shudder to think what would have happened in that case. We have some idea of what that would look like. It will take them a good while to safely break through and access the source again. If you know about all this stuff, why haven't you been helping? I have been, in my way. Each one of us has our role to play. Iggy's role, it turns out, was to buy us precious time. Mine has been to observe and wait. Wait for what? You. Me? Why? What's my role? A fierce twinkle flashed in Nat's eyes. Luca Van Horn, you're going to save the world. With a chuckle, Nat turned and walked west. Dumbfounded, Luca followed behind him, trudging through the snow, every step taking him further away from everyone and everything he knew, and closer to destiny. What? To be continued? Revenge served cold? Second time's a charm? You better be lying. Yeah. F you. I was even starting to like Iggy. Okay, I didn't even start to like Wiggy. No way. I refuse to be associated with some never-ending parade of sequels. Let's go back and find something more definitive. I was gonna say, they wouldn't do that. They wouldn't do that. Good. Okay, so we did have, yes, we added Sly. And there's no more. Well, this one needs something, but we're not there yet. So we're gonna do Sly. They'd run the good cop, Sly cop interrogation. Luca and Rollo ducked behind a barrel, leaving Beck to her task. And in this one, we made friends with Beck, the cat, and we're in our grandma's basement because she looks like a terrorist. And we are trying to figure out why. What's going on here? You're that Modewell girl. Please call me Beck. Sorry about all this. Mr. Tolliver looked down and shifted a bit, testing his restraints. It seems there's been a mix-up. You see, I'm down here for the same reason you are. Yeah, we do know, but in this ending, we still have the time clock of, like, is it gonna go over again? Juniper sent you here? Beck caught herself before letting the surprise manifest on her face. She'd already gotten him to reveal his relation to Gran. This was gonna be easy. You know how Juniper is with her precautions. Operation Sparkplug has us all on edge. I guess she thought you needed some backup. But she sent a child? What better way to avoid prying eyes? Who would suspect a kid? I suppose that makes sense. Mr. Tolliver wriggled a bit in his restraints. Oh, I'm sorry. Beck quickly removed the ropes. That had to have been uncomfortable. A little, yeah. But you understand. You never know who to trust in this town. Mr. Tolliver rubbed the knowing knot in his forehead, or the growing knot on his forehead. Very true. So it turns out we're both here to... Beck twirled her hand as if to prompt Mr. Tolliver to finish her thought. Destroy the evidence. Beck shook her head and clicked her tongue. Yep, the old gal is nothing if not thorough. Mr. Tolliver let out an amused huff in agreement. She sure is. Can't blame her, though. If anyone were to find out that we're going to destroy the source, well, we both know how bad that might be. No one will know anything once I finish cleaning things up down here. Beck was on a roll now, playing Mr. Tolliver like a fiddle. You sure you can finish this up on your own? Juniper trusted me for a reason. You can leave the rest to me. Good. There's one more loose end I have to go work on. Loose end? Oh, it's nothing really. The other day I had the radio on scan while restocking the candy shelf. And wouldn't you know it, I intercepted an odd phrase in a perennial harvest transmission. Underground secrets. That's ominous. I think it might be a password, but Juniper dismissed it. Said it wasn't mission critical. What's the password for? We don't know. So we have a password and nowhere to put it? It's gotta mean something, right? Good thinking. You should probably go work that out. I've got this under control. That's a relief. Between you and me, this basement gives me the willies. Heading for the stairs, Mr. Tolliver hesitated and turned to Beck with a puzzled look. She grinned and gave him a peppy wave. With a shrug, he continued up the stairs, whistling a jaunty tune. You guys catch that? Sure did. This whole time Mr. Tolliver's had a candy shelf? But all he ever sells is apples. Beck blinked slowly in disappointment. The password, Rollo. Well, sure, but once things are back to normal, I'll be having a word with Mr. Tolliver about that candy shelf. Fine. In the meantime, I've got an idea. She turned to the table and began tearing small scraps of paper. He said he heard a password on the radio. Any good spy transmission is never what it seems. Beck marked each scrap of paper and linked back. We just need to find the hidden meaning. Okay. What's another word for underground? Buried. Covered. Could it be a cover-up? Maybe it's one of those each number is a letter thingies. So U would be 21. N would be 14. D would be... Ooh. It's an anagram. Nuncreed's drugstore. Luca and Beck looked at Rollo with amazement. Rollo, that was incredible. Well, it's either that or Kren's new drugstore. Yeah, I think you were right the first time. How did you do that? What can I say? I love ciphers. He's a nerd. Well, guess we know where to go next. Yeah, he is. I love this little group of characters. You scared me half to death. Sorry. You kids haven't seen Mr. Tolliver around, have you? Hey, Nessie. No worries. I understand not wanting spoilers. Thanks for stopping in anyway. Nope. He's got me waiting around like the last slice of pie. I swear that man would be late to his own funeral. Yeah, I definitely think that if you want to play this... Oh, you're so sweet, Nessie. I appreciate it. That really does help, actually. Because if I can get my viewer count up even a little bit, it helps. I wish I didn't have to care about numbers so much, but I appreciate anyone who wants to hang out for fun and anyone who's willing to hang around to help the numbers. Let's see if I have any new bait. Oh, I do. Look, at tied a bent nail onto the line. If all you have is a hammer. Oh, I looked away. Don't know why I did that. Might see if the shop is open too. Ooh, what did I get? It's a photo of you and Uncle Joseph. Let me see that. Oh, look at those two young fools. How did it end up at the bottom of the pond? Who can say? Some things are just hard to explain. I miss Uncle Joseph. How come he doesn't come fishing with us anymore? He's busy with his new job at the Valentines. What's a new job got to do with him fishing with us? It's complicated. Like I said, some things are hard to explain. Oh, of course the thing's not going to be open right now. I don't know if you can hear me, Nessie, but I really hope that things go well on that front. It'll be cool to see your progress over the years. You're late, Augustus. Sorry, sister. Was caught up with work. Work? You? I had a few more details to lock down for the festival. Oh, what do you have to report? Oh my gosh, yeah, the character designs on this are so good. I really like this heiress. Like, I think Gran and the heiress are my favorite designs. I think... Gus looked around nervously. I think Mr. Kerr really does just want to do something good for the town. Oh, I think Gran, the heiress, and let me think. Gran, heiress. I like the bug character too, the one that likes beetles. You don't see much of him, but I like kind of appreciate him. And I like Beck too. Like the main three are of course really good too. Aw. I mean, I appreciate it, Nessie. But we should be starting... I keep wanting to do like midnight ones, but I know no one's gonna like show up, and so I get like nervous, and then I just end up drawing, and I'm like, should I do it now, or am I gonna just mess up my numbers? Am I gonna like have no one show up? I'm ridiculous. I shouldn't care, but meh. Plus I'm gonna do... once I get my fursuit area set up, and because I need to get a camera so that I can hang out with you guys while I'm making fursuits, because I think that I would be able to get stuff done a little better if people were hanging out with me. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get Twitch partnership like for years because it seems really tough. You gotta get 75 viewers. Oof. I kind of like how it's just a few people. But then it's like, I don't know. I don't know what I want. I don't know. He's actually a pretty nice guy. You should spend some time with him. I don't pull strings installing you as mayor so that you can make friends. Your job is to help me figure out what Kerr and Perennial Harvest's true intentions are with this town. We have a responsibility. This is our father's town. Was. Excuse me. This was our father's town. He's gone, Eris, and he isn't coming back. Father left us with nothing but problems. Mr. Kerr came here and offered to help us. We accepted that help. We didn't agree to them turning Father's warehouse into a toxic dumping ground. That was just a temporary arrangement. The glow can be seen from our damned backyard. They are dumping their nasty little secrets on us. When all this inevitably goes wrong, who do you think will be blamed? Eris's cry hung in the air. We have a new choice to make now, sister. This town is going to change whether we like it or not. Are we going to choose to be part of that future, or be forgotten in the past? It's a shame. Father named you Augustus, but you will always be a Gus. Good night, Eris. I'll see you at breakfast tomorrow. It's getting late, children. Oh my gosh, they said all this stuff. I guess the reading lady doesn't really pay attention to anyone. Knowledge, he spat with a sneer. There exists a gulf between knowing something and being able to do a damn thing about it. Humph. I do hate when the villain makes a good point. Where am I going? Diner. Right? Oh, right. Oh, commercial. Is there a commercial on? Or am I misunderstanding? Boop, boop. I'll just get to the drugstore. Okay, I'll wait. Are you guys in the ad? Oh no! Okay. Is everyone out? Have you escaped? I appreciate you watching them anyway. It means a lot. Okay, let's go into the drugstore. Solomon stood proudly at the entrance of the drugstore. Aw, thanks, Bahamut. You're so sweet. Holding a brown bag overflowing with black licorice. Hey, Solomon. We're looking for Mr. Nuncreed. Is he still in there? I'm afraid not. Then where'd you get the candy from? You might say we have an arrangement. Oh, yeah. I hate that when you get away from Twitch to like look at something else, the ads just pause. It's dumb. Solomon shoveling a surprising amount of licorice into his mouth. Sometimes it's the small pleasures in life. Really? It can't block it? Or AdBlock can't block the ads? I would have thought that would have at least helped. Wow. Oh. That's dumb. Ugh. So many people are leaving Twitch because of this nonsense. So it's like, should I be streaming on YouTube? Should I be building stuff there instead of here? Ugh, yes, they're making so many dumb choices. And I'm trying to decide if it's even worth trying to build something here. I want to, because it seems like a good place to build something, but with them constantly making all these dumb choices, it would be nice, but it feels like the whole of the internet is changing in such a bad way right now. Like, I just want to build little fun communities and not really, like, I don't know, I just want to play games with people. Yeah, Netflix was nice. But, I don't know. I feel like as soon as they killed Blockbuster, it was a race to the end. Anyway. Though we might not always have family to rely on, licorice has never let me down. Gosh, that's never been truer. If I want true, nice things, I just eat. Well, I can't say licorice would be my first choice, but whatever floats your boat. You can tell a lot about a person by their choice of confection. Oh, yeah, I guess. I like sour gobs. I'm certain you do. I always wondered why Mr. Nuncreed kept licorice in stock. You must eat enough of it to make it worthwhile. There are many ways to earn loyalty. For some, it's as easy as cold, hard cash. Did he even answer the question? Oh, he did. Well, he's right. It's locked. There's gotta be more clues. Okay, let's see. Oh, probably the telephone thing. Have you ever seen anyone actually use this thing? Besides Mr. Nuncreed, no. Beck cupped her hands on the glass to peek inside. That is not a normal phone booth. It's got like a blinky keypad. Why would there be a blinky keypad? Kren's nude rug store. I mean, Underground secrets. The password. Beck flung open the door and they all squeezed in. All right, let's see here. Luca cracked his knuckles and entered the letters into the keypad. Underground secrets. Sounds like it did something. Great. Now what? Ooh. The inside of the phone booth dropped loose from its shell. Without even the space to panic, they closed their eyes, held their breath, and accepted their fate. Suddenly, the chaotic descent slowed to an effortless landing. It was unclear where they ended up, but at least it was solid ground. The air was stagnant and smelled vaguely of chlorine. I knew it. You knew there was a secret hub full of strange tubes under the phone booth? Of course I did. Didn't I say that? No. I definitely thought it. Luca, do you remember when I said how cool it would be if the trans-dimensional conduits from Hank Atomic issued number 12 were real? Rollo, at one point or another, you've said that about every technology ever discussed in Hank Atomic. That's why I'm such a good predictor. Looks like each of these has something written on them. Mining operations, Alpha. You guys have mines here? Not that I know of. This town's all farms and fertilizer. And a series of tubes. Pa always says you can only trust a miner up to the point when they hit gold. Not sure how that wisdom applies in this exact situation. That's the thing about Pa. You don't always realize what he means until it's too late. Perennial Harvest main office. That's where my mom works. What does she do? Science stuff. Is she involved in all this? We just moved here. How could she be involved? True. Valentine Fertilizer Warehouse. Isn't that where you almost got snatched? Yeah. Why would Perennial Harvest have a tube going to the old Valentine place? This is starting to feel like something big. Sip of water. The suit has a broken mask. So have we found our mystery warehouse creeper? We've at least found their hazmat suit. If it walks like a nun creed and talks like a nun creed, let's not jump to conclusions. Just saying. That's a lot of buttons. Stand aside, Earthlings. I've read enough Hank Atomic to know my way around sci-fi tech. Rollo's hands hovered over the field of blinking buttons. Eeny, meeny, miny. Oh. Rollo, what did you do? Nothing. I didn't even mow yet. What was that? Hide. Where? There's nothing but weird tubes down here. Just get back. Shit. 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 Awesome. You all need to come with me. Now. We aren't going anywhere with you. Not until we get some answers. Mr. Underground Secrets. I told them it was an absurd password. But they love anything that makes them feel clever. They who? That's no matter. If I can keep you hidden until after the festival, I might be able to save your skins. We don't care about our skins. Hold on now, I like my skin. This all stops now, Nuncreed. Joseph waited for a moment in silence. You sound just like him. Who? Walt. You don't get to talk about my dad. You know, your father and I were friends back before. He gestured towards the strange tubes. All of this. That's a lie. It's true. I used to bounce you on my knee. What happened? Same thing that always happens. Reality, complications, life. We were a team, Walt and I. An idealistic doctor and a bright-eyed pharmacist. Both hell-bent on helping folks. So you were a sidekick? No. We were partners. He helped the patients and I helped him. Yep, total sidekick. Nuncreed let out a growl of a sigh. Luca, I need you to know this. I need someone to know this. One day, Sharper Valentine comes to us. Says he's got an opportunity. He'd found something he didn't quite understand, and he was willing to pay us both handsomely to help him understand it. And my dad said no. Your father and I both believed in helping people, but the thing I could never get him to understand was it's a lot easier to help yourself if you help yourself now and then. It's a lot easier to help others if you help yourself now and then. Classic sidekick into villain plotline. Walt loved being righteous, almost more than he loved his family. He was wrong about one thing, though. When he begged me not to take out Valentine's offer, he said, Joseph, if a person says yes one time to Sharper Valentine, he'll make sure they keep on saying yes to him until the day he's dead and gone. Oh no. Is Twitch doing okay? My side seems okay, for once. He shook his head wistfully. Sharper's long gone, but he still got me saying yes. Is there a point to this sob story? Not really, no. Just an old man trying to delay what needs doing. Nuncreed took a menacing step towards the children. I tried to keep you safe. I tried to keep you and Juniper out of this, but you forced my hand. Luca began to laugh. What? You really don't know? My gran isn't out of this. She's been scheming right under your nose. Juniper? Seems like she's planning on crashing the town's party. She's going to disrupt the festival? Why would she? The color drained from Nuncreed's face. How does she know? Apparently she knows a lot of things. What? Just say this isn't the only underground lair we've busted into today. And honestly, hers was way cooler. She's got maps and explosives and bad intentions, big man. Nuncreed grabbed Luca by the shoulders. His eyes were frantic. You need to tell me what she's going to do right now. She doesn't understand what it is she's messing with. Tell me now. She's in danger, boy. I don't know. Is it still frozen? Oh, there goes my bit rate. Now it's my end. Oh, it's all over the place. My kilobytes per second keeps jumping between 0 and 2000. I think it's my end. Okay. It's turned green again. Our internet's awful. I might need to go restart it before I do my art stream, which I'm gonna have to stop at the end of this chapter to do. Okay. I'll keep going. For now. Eh. Oh, I'm sorry. Anyway, she had a map with a mark on the fountain in town square. The fountain? But why would... A jolt of realization struck Mr. Nuncreed. She knows about the source? The heck is the source? If she tries to destroy the source, it could catalyze and... Dear God, she's gonna freeze us all. I love the earwave. That's so cute. You all need to run. Run where? Away. As far away from this town as you can get. Head west and don't look back. That did not go how I expected. So... We're totally following him, right? Totally. See you on the other side. You good? Yep. I love this town. Chapter 8. The cold, hard truth. Beck leapt up, allowing the suction to yank her into the dark. Dimness eclipsed around her like the shutter of a camera as she seemed to cover great distance in mere moments. Her only point of reference were glints of upcoming turns, which approached with frightening speed only to carome her gracefully along. She heard the tinny, distant echo of Rollo's glee. Once she stopped fighting against it, the ride was impossibly smooth. Then, all of a sudden, as if minutes had passed in an instant, light blazed into view. A burst of wintry air snuffed across her face, and she was flung out into the cold. Woo! Okay, that was way shorter than I thought. But, yeah, I'm gonna head off so I can set up for art stream. But we will continue this probably on... I don't know, maybe tomorrow if I can get started early enough, but it would have to be early or maybe before stream again, because I have to go check on someone's house, do some tilling, and then my art stream again. I'm so tired. But bye guys, I'm gonna start a raid and see if there's anyone to raid. Let's do Cylindrilla. Okay, we're gonna raid Cylindrilla. I think he's playing Dead by Daylight. But thank you for hanging out with me. Let's go. Oh, ready to raid in 8 seconds. Hi, hi. Oh, of course no one can hear me. We're raiding someone.